What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about TIA today, Celestia. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. What is TIA's market cap right now? $2 billion, seeing $211 million. That's what we like to see. That's good volume, you guys. Hell yeah. That is perfect. I was just talking about another coin that has the same market cap, but it has like $20 million. It's very low. Not good, not ideal, not what you want to see. But when you're moving up, this is what you want to see for sure. Up 21% this week. Beautiful. Up today, 14%. Up yesterday, 14% as well. You're probably going to close today even more bullish. This is good, guys. There's a few coins out there, and I do expect that the average coin to drop 20 to 30% over the coming days, probably over the coming days. But I don't know if TIA is going to be one of them, or if it does drop 20 to 30%, it will at least be absolved of seeing a lower low than these lows here. That's nice. That's very good. Looking at the 4-hour time frame here, getting overbought. Yes, you're pretty overbought right now. At the same areas that you normally find resistance. This normally does top off a little bit higher, though, to be completely fair. And of course, you can go deeper. You don't have to stop here. You were oversold a lot, but now you're overbought. This is good, you guys. Yeah, nice. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you do find resistance at some point soon, and you probably come back down a little bit, but I don't know if you go below this low, man. I don't think you do. High to low here, if I can just get it right on there, the squirrely thing. Look at that. You're right in your golden ratio. When I say you find resistance soon, I very much mean it. I probably would expect that you find resistance here at about 367 to maybe 381. So very soon you'll probably find resistance. We'll look at some shorter term time frames and see if that agrees. Maybe, perhaps you do go to $4, maybe even $4.23. You could go here, but that would be the maximum effort that I could see you have of this move before coming back down. Now, it does depend on what you do. If you stop here, likely you'll find support at either the 0.5 or the 382. If you stop here, you will likely find support at either the 0.5 or the golden ratio. Okay, time will tell. We'll see how it goes. And to be completely fair, if you tear through your golden ratio to the first time and you get up here, oftentimes you do actually pull back to the 0.5 or 382 area as well. So no matter what, I guess it is appropriate to call for a $3.23 price to $3.44 to find support at somewhere in that area. I'm just curious, what would that be from just the current high, from the current price? It's a 6% drop, 12% drop. Maybe you only drop that much. Bitcoin's going to drop like 11% to 12% is my expectation from its current price. So if TIA tracks Bitcoin, and that can happen, it doesn't have to drop more than Bitcoin, but if it does, let's look at TIA versus Bitcoin real quick, just to see what that looks like. Is it going to outperform Bitcoin, or is Bitcoin going to outperform it? Looking at the daily, I mean, I don't know, man. It looks like it wants to keep growing. This is good. This is good, you guys. Good. Yes. Anybody holding Celestia, this is good. You might drop a little bit from here. Okay. To be completely fair, in all fairness, let's just see. High to low. You're in the golden ratio here as well. So maybe you do lose a little bit of a valuation over, this is on the 4-hour time frame, over the coming days versus Bitcoin. If Bitcoin drops 10% and you lose 9% versus Bitcoin, or 10% versus Bitcoin, that might imply that you drop 20% overall. And maybe you do. I don't think that you're going to drop lower than this low, though. I like it. You're going to find support somewhere. It's a bigger range now, to be fair, but somewhere between $3.45 to $2.73. If I had to guess, just looking at this real quick, I would guess that you probably do drop below $3. You probably do interact with 298 to 273, somewhere in that zone is what I would assume. Of course, if you move higher first before you drop, then these targets can raise, and maybe we're back at 322 to 345, somewhere in that area. That could happen, but I'm laying out these targets as possibilities. I am expecting some kind of volatility, right? You're not just going to move up in a straight line forever, but when it does come time to move up, and I think you are going to move up in a short amount of time, you look bullish as hell, man. Volume and everything, RSIs on the daily and the 4-hour and the 1-hour all look good. When it does come time to move up, TIA, from a high here, come on now. How much have you moved down, actually? I'm kind of curious. High to low. You've dropped overall almost 90%. Wow, that's crazy. Oftentimes you do drop a full 90%. You don't stop just below it. So be aware of that. I want to be aware before we talk about the upside. If I am wrong, if TIA does drop more, let's say it drops 35%. It can happen. It could drop 40. Maybe it drops all the way down to 215. TIA is still in good shape to see new all-time highs, you guys. I don't think that it goes below these lows. But even if it happens, it's not time to panic, okay? Don't panic. It's okay. You could go all the way to $2.12, $2.11, and you'd still be fine. I promise you, okay? From a high to a low, though, I'm not assuming you go lower. I'm just talking about it in case it happens, because sometimes whenever I say it's not going to go lower than this, and then we go lower, people panic sell, and they panic sell at the worst time, and that's whenever it rips, right? Tomato, tomato, this low, that low, it's very close nonetheless, right? I don't expect us to go below this low, but now that we've addressed the possibility of that, let's move on. We can talk about the higher targets, because I do want to talk about that. I do believe that this thing's got higher to go over the weeks, over the months to come. Over the days, a little bit of a pullback, but over the weeks and over the months to come, higher. Your first target destination will be the golden ratio where you stopped here before. You'll stop probably in this area, maybe right to a T at that high at about $9.16. Perhaps you go a little bit past that and you stop at about $10.73. $10 is a nice psychological area of resistance. I bet if you don't stop below it, you will stop a little bit above it, but somewhere in this golden zone. So over the weeks to come, maybe by the end of March, likely sometime in April, you will be up at this area, consolidate a little bit, pull back, find support, and then by the end of May, I would anticipate TIA is all the way back at $13 to $16. What would that be in a percentage form? Let's see here. Hold on. Okay. That would mean, within the next month or so, I would see TIA growing 148% to 86% in growth. That's fine. And then by the end of this move, sometime in May, an overall endeavor that takes it from its current price at about a 3.5x to a 4.4x. I could see that happening. And let's be real, if it moves up faster, and TIA can move fast, guys, it can definitely move up fast if it wants to. If we do just see somewhat of a straight moonshot like we did in the early days, perhaps, I know it sounds crazy, but perhaps you could see a straight moonshot all the way up to about $38. I don't expect this to happen by the end of May, but I accept it as a given maximum. That kind of market cap would provide about a $20 billion market cap, and that's pretty high. You're getting nice volume now. If it persists, I mean, who knows, man? We've seen crazier things happen. We've seen crazier things happen in less time. So talking about a 10x, 10.5x by the end of May, it might sound crazy, and it might not happen. I'm not expecting it to happen, just like I'm not expecting this low to go below this low, but I accept it as a possibility. It could absolutely happen. You know what I mean? If I had a more concise area that I would believe in by the end of May, by the end of this next phase up, I would think you're going to be somewhere in about 1325 to 2121 area, somewhere in this zone here. And then going later into the year, going into the halfway point and beyond, that's when you'll be working towards new all-time highs. I don't believe Celestia will see a $100 billion market cap by the end of the cycle or anything around there. I think $80 billion is a good prospect to have, even anything from like $40 billion and onwards. So let's just be real. A 10x from here puts you at $20 billion. A 20x from here would put you about at your golden ratio, and that's just above a $40 billion, probably at a $45 billion if we're being real. And then from there, the highest target that I could see you achieving would be probably 150 to $200. Yeah, I could. No, I guess you can't hit 200, can you? Yeah. So you're not. I don't think that you go right, because a 40x in itself would already put you at $80 billion, and that's reaching the upper limits of what I would expect. So I think you do stop around at the highest $160 to $150 by the end of the cycle for TIA, at a minimum $82. But I do assume you're going to pick up the pace. You're going to outperform the average coin coming, over the next couple of months here. That doesn't mean that you're going to perform the best, but definitely better than the average coin is what I'm expecting. You're up 21% now. That's awesome. You look like you want to keep going. You probably do find resistance here today and pull back with the rest of the markets over the coming days. Do not be sad. Do not be scared. If you go below this low, $2.11, $2.12 would likely hold. And if it does, if you do go down there, it's just a better buying opportunity. The worst thing you could do is, if the price goes down, is to sell below this line. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but don't sell the lows, you guys. Don't do that, okay? Don't necessarily buy the highs either. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. You never know when it could just keep ripping. It absolutely could just keep ripping. But I'm assuming we do get some kind of a pullback down to about $3 or so, and probably even a little bit lower than $3. If not, somewhere around, I think it was 340 to 320, something like that, and then higher. I got nothing else for you guys. If I'm wrong on the all-time high predictions, I would assume that I'm only wrong in the sense that it could go higher. It's just very hard. I've only seen it happen with Ethereum and XRP, where in your first bull cycle, you see all-time high aspects that give you a over $100 billion market cap. We don't see that in the first bull cycles, except for XRP and Ethereum. Even Bitcoin didn't do that, right? So $100 billion from here, just to put that in perspective, would be a 50x. 50x is all the way up at about $200, right? Just below $200, even at like 190. If you break 100 billion, I will concede that I think TIA could see about a 100x from its current price. Maybe you do go all the way up to like $360 to $400. I could see that happening by the end of the cycle, but that would require a market cap above $100 billion and go through every coin, all your favorite coins, all your least favorite coins. Shiba Inu, even last cycle. No coin other than XRP and Ethereum sees a $100 billion market cap in their first cycle. That's what limits my belief in that, right? I think TIA is a great project. I think it has those capabilities to see those market caps in the long term, but not this cycle. Probably not this cycle, okay? And I say market caps. Let's be very clear as to what I mean by that too. Let's see. Come on now. Fully diluted valuation is twice as high. So as the bear market comes on, as the end of this bull market comes in, I'm assuming that there will be more tokens that are unlocked, more tokens added to the circulating supply. So when I say $100 billion market cap, multi-$100 billion market cap is possible even in the next cycles, I mean that. But that doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to see these prices, because if you get fully diluted over the bear market, to see the same market cap, to see something that's at like a $200 billion market cap, you would have to see this price at about 148 to 191, right? So new market cap highs doesn't necessarily mean new price highs if you're diluting the circulating supply. So just be aware of that. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I think TIA is a great coin. I think it's going to do phenomenal, and I do expect it to outperform the average coin in the markets from here on out. But if you're looking for a 100x, it might not be your best bet. But it is a safe bet. Nothing's safe, right? You never know. Anything and everything can happen. But I do think this coin's going to perform well. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. And good job, TIA. Good job. You look really good compared to a lot of coins right now. Good job.